Hey guys, so this week it's been a little weird actually because pretty much the biggest thing that happened this week is going back to last week when I was talking about my boss here, or my foreign boss, and how he was kind of like mad at me, or he didn't like me for some odd reason, not too sure why. But he said he was going to talk to my new manager about my review for this year, and he said that I might not be able to get my new job like in the heart of Tokyo. So I was just like, that's actually pretty crazy, because it's like I try my hardest to like make sure that the students in my school, that they actually learn English. It's really hard though, because not everybody is like into English like that, you know. Like there are some that they tell me every day, like, I really love English, you know, and I enjoy coming to your classes and so forth, you know. And then there's those that are just looking like, what, and they play around a lot, and they try to like make jokes in class and so forth, you know. Teachers never say anything, they just kind of sit there on the side or whatever, not say much, you know, instead of actually trying to make them more want to like learn English, or, you know, like tell them like you actually need to concentrate, you know. Because like, to me, if you don't have a good teacher to begin with, then you're not going to really learn the language, or you're not going to really learn anything, you know. A lot of my teachers say like a lot of their kids in this area are not as good in like their studies or whatever. But I mean, that's not always just the teachers, it's also the parents, because the parents are not training their kids well enough. I mean, my kids, like, they'll play video games till like 3 a.m. and then sleep in my class or in all the teachers' classes. So I'm just like, you know, that's kind of like bad, but that's the actual parents' fault, you know. But like, if the kids don't want to learn, it's hard to actually teach them something. But pretty much going off of that, he said like I got bad reviews, and I was kind of like, what? That's kind of weird, because how can I have bad reviews when all my teachers are saying like they hope to see me next year and stuff, you know. And I was thinking like, I actually want to move into the heart of Tokyo next year. I want to focus on like modeling and so forth, so I really want to go to Tokyo next year, like the heart of it, because I'm outside of Tokyo right now, and it takes some time to get to Tokyo, you know. And even after school and all that stuff, like if it takes me an hour or 30 minutes or whatever to get to a job, it's not that convenient for the actual modeling agency. So I was hoping to like get like into the heart of Tokyo this upcoming year. But then with that being said, he was like, I'm gonna have to talk to him about your bad reviews. And I'm like, bad reviews? That's just crazy, because I'm like, all the teachers want me to stay another year, but you're saying I got bad reviews. So I'm like, you know, and looking through, like, just thinking about all the schools, I'm just like, well, who could have gave me a bad review? You know, I'm like, man, because even the school I had the worst time with, like, the beginning of the year, even they said, like, the students really like you, because they thought I was going to leave the school, you know. But I guess I was like, please don't leave, kind of thing. But like, even them, I'm like, they couldn't have given me a bad review if they were trying to tell me to kind of stay because the kids like me, you know. So I'm like, what's going on? Anyway, this guy tells me, can you call me tomorrow so we can talk? And I'm like, okay. So I call him the following day, and then I'm just like, okay, what's going on? And he was like, so I talked to the MC about your reviews, and they're not going to accept your transfer. And I'm just like, it's pretty crazy, because like that MC, or what, I don't know, what are they even called really? I know we call them MCs, manager consultant maybe or something, but like on the foreign side. But anyway, that same day he actually or same day, or was it the day before? Something like that. But he actually emailed me saying, like, please move to, like, this area of Tokyo, because your schools are going to be probably around this vicinity, but they couldn't actually find me a placement yet for next year. So I'm like, okay. And then this guy says, like, oh, I talked to him about your bad reviews, and he's not going to accept you. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I was like, this guy has been trying to like find a way to like cut me down, and I don't even know why. So I'm just like, whatever. I can't really do nothing about it, because like, I could talk to the other manager about it, but it's like me saying something and then the manager saying I got bad reviews. And then he's like, so what are you going to do? And I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to quit. I mean, like, if you told me, like, you don't want me to work with you, this upcoming year, and you found a way for the other guy to not accept me, then, like, I can't really work for Interact anymore, you know? I'm just like, common sense. Like, if I don't have a job here and I don't have the one in Tokyo, then I have, no job pretty much, right? And he's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Because I'm like, last week you were pretty much trying to tell me to leave, like to go back to America or just to leave Japan, period, you know, because you're like, I don't really want you in my place and I don't think they're going to accept you in Tokyo. You found a way to get rid of me in Tokyo, but now you're trying to get me to stay all of a sudden. So I'm like, what's going on? And I told him, like, it's weird because I feel like somebody's lying. It's either you or the teachers, because everybody's telling me they want me to stay for another year. And then, you know, I don't want to really do this whole game of who's lying, because, like, people want me to stay here, my teachers. You found a way to say that the teachers said I'm doing bad, so I can't go to Tokyo. So what's going on? I don't really know, but it's like, whatever. Like, I've been going through so much in Japan the last, month, and I'm just like, I don't really want to deal with this right now. I'm like, I'm kind of like over it, like completely over it. I'm like, I'm over Interact. I'm like, I've been doing so much with like the police thing in Japan. I'm like kind of really over that too. So I really just came here to enjoy the Japanese culture, because I really love the Japanese culture and Visual Kei, obviously. But like, that's the only reason why I came, and to perfect my language ability. I can't really do that because it's hard to really mingle with people around my age. My raid group is like the best group that we play Pokemon together, but like I don't talk to them that much, you know. That's why I was really looking for somebody my age that we can kind of hang out or whatever. But we have our meetings and so forth, but you know, I barely get to use the languages as I would want to, you know. So there's like that, you know. I feel like I don't have like a general basis to stay in Japan besides like wanting to do lives and maybe travel around, but I feel like I can do that from anywhere in the world. I could just come back to Japan and travel. So I'm like, this guy doesn't even want me pretty much in the company, even though after that he was just like, well, it looks like you could probably just stay like with me. And I'm like, this makes no sense, because last week you were telling me you don't want me to work with you, and now this week you're telling me you want me to stay with you. Like, I feel like you don't know what you want, and like, it's just too many games for me. Like, I was like, this is not high school. I mean, I didn't even play these games in high school. Like, I did the friends thing, I did my studies, and then I went home. Like, that was pretty much it. Like, there was no like trying to play any kind of drama things with like people. I didn't have that in high school. So I'm like, I didn't expect to get out of high school and then have that with like you or like anybody else. I'm like, nah. I'm like, I'll just leave. And then he's like, no, I'll give you some time to think about it. He was like, what? He was like, we already canceled your apartment, because I canceled it because obviously I was gonna go to Heart of Tokyo. Like, I had this planned out already, and luckily I didn't even put a down payment down on anything. You know the key money, because like I would have lost out on that and 3 weeks of rent, because that's usually what you have to pay in advance in Japan. Because he just got me like kicked out of my new placement. So I'm just like, it's a good thing I didn't do that, because the guy had just told me to move here. So I'm just like, my God, like, this is ridiculous. So pretty much like I'm kind of stuck, because I'm trying to figure out what I should do next. You know, it's either find a new teaching job in Japan. I mean, I could stay with Interact in with him, but I don't really care for him, and I don't want to have to deal with that with a manager, because I've never had to deal with a manager like that before. And it just feels so uncomfortable to have to see him like all the time, and you know, him to like fake smiling or whatever. I'm like, so I'm like, I'm pretty much going to have to leave this, but I'm just like, you know, what's pretty much next, you know. I still get my messages from Charlotte, and pretty much Charlotte's like, come to Korea, you know. And I'm actually going to go into that about how I tried to go to Korea and the methods I used to try to teach English in Korea, just in case none of you guys didn't really know. It's like actually an old video that me and Charlotte did that I was going to post up anyway. But I was just going over the methods of teaching in Korea. Well, how to go to Korea pretty much in the process. So I'll post that sometime soon. But like, actually what's next is just like, I don't really know. It's like, if I'm not gonna do this, if I need to leave my apartment, that means even if I stayed here with him, which I don't think I would have to find a new apartment. Like, it's just so, and then more key money, and then more, like another 3, like it's just like so much. I'm like, I'm kind of just over it. So that's pretty much where I am with that. Like, I just don't know what's next. Besides that, I've been on Twitch, I've been gaming, I've been playing Monster Hunter World. Monster Rancher, I used to love that game back in the day. Anyway, Monster Hunter World. So if you guys know anything about Monster Hunter World, or if you just want to stop by and say hi and just talk for a bit or whatever, you can also find me on Twitch, you know, for a couple more weeks, because the last day of my contract is March 19th, so I need to decide what to do next before then, which is fairly soon. Yes, we got less than a month until that. It's what, find a new job in Japan, move to Korea, or just go back to America. You know, obviously moving to Korea would mean finding a job in Korea, meaning I would have to actually get on that too. You know, yeah. So, whew, you know, but even though this sounds a little stressful, it's still not as bad as the cup thing. That, I think that was like the breaking point for me in Japan. And I guess just like, I'm just so over it that this is just really not phasing me as much as it probably should. You know, compared to maybe if the cup thing didn't happen, then I'd be looking like very like what's going on, you know, like what's, like, I don't understand why he's doing this to me. Side note, which I was gonna say before actually, is he told me that the reviews are old. Now, I'm like, the reviews are old? He's like, yeah, I don't actually know how you're doing right now. So, how do you give a new manager old reviews saying that's how I'm doing when you don't even know how I'm doing because they're old? Granted, this guy is new. He probably came about, what, 7 months ago? So when I had a review from my last manager before him, that was like kind of like 2 months in from when I started, 2 or 3 months in from when I started. So I'm like, is that the reviews he used from the old manager? Like, what, 7, 8 months ago? To give this new manager because he didn't like me or whatever? I'm like, this is too much. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to go because I could not stay with him for another year. I'm like, you're already trying to sabotage me by giving some old reviews, and I know they had to be from the last manager because he actually came out and was checking on the school that said like I was not doing so good, and then he said, actually, you're doing good. But the reason why they said that is because I said it was actually kind of hard for me to mingle with the teachers. Like, none of them they didn't talk much at all, you know. But then they would tell teachers, like, when other people didn't talk, like the past, what, ALT that came here, they would say that they didn't talk enough or whatever. So I was like, well, it's a good thing I actually want to talk to the teachers, but then they wouldn't talk to me. So I'm like, it's weird because you're saying like you want the ALT to talk to you more, but then when you try, then you're not really answering or even like reciprocating that. So I'm like, let me just let Interact know, because I don't want them to say anything in the end like, yeah, Greg wasn't talking to the teachers. Like, no, I tried. And I'm guessing because of that, like, they got mad. One of the schools got mad because I said that, but it was true. I couldn't really talk to the teachers, and it wasn't about that one school actually. It was about all schools, and I even talked to the principals about that too, like towards the beginning of the year. But only one actually, I guess, got mad about it. So I'm like, you know, whatever. But like when he said old reviews, I'm like, it has to be the reviews from when that happened, because they started saying a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't do. They said when they give me presents, I never accept them. I was like, what presents? Like, if you don't talk to me, how can I get a present? I'm like, this all seems kind of made up. I'm like, what's going on? The principal was like, he wanted me to teach a certain way, but I didn't want to teach that way. I was like, he actually asked me, like, if his way was okay. And I was like, well, it's different from how Interact wants us to teach. Like, if you're going to ask me, I'm going to give you the answer. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, that's going into another vlog that I will do soon. But anyway, I'm like, it had to be around that time, which was like 8 to 10 months ago. So I'm like, this guy done gave up some old reviews trying to get me kicked out. I'm like, I can't do this. So yeah, that's where I am at for this week. Still better than the previous week, yeah. The cop thing was really bad, but yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. But anyway, if you guys are interested, you can find me on Twitch too if you want to just talk. See you guys next time. Bye. Oh wow, you're still here. Oh wait, don't forget to check the description box below. I put a lot of different things in there, like my lovely friends, my social medias, just in case you want to catch up with me on Twitter or Instagram and so forth like that. So make sure to please check that out, okay? See you guys next time. Bye.